You may have heard of Listen Lively.
The Lively.
The Lively Care Team.
They're the new kids on the block. Every time you look, they've raised another round of funding. They're constantly hiring. And according to the tech industry, they're going to revolutionize how people buy hearing aids online.
A lot of people always have been deaf, and in ways it's worse than being blind as far as contact with other people is concerned. But it was demure Victorians in London who first discovered how to make hearing aids, and that they were embarrassing and should be disguised.
But what's the truth? Well, here's the thing. My opinion doesn't matter. Audiologist's opinion doesn't matter. Nor does the quote from any technology articles.
Hearing aids aren't new, and there are already some apps that talk to them.
But a new generation of hearing aids may soon change all that.
The only people's opinions that truly matter is real-life hearing aid wearers. Meet Bill and meet Mike. Both have worn hearing aids for over 20 years combined. They've worked with a local provider, being Holland Hearing Center in Abilene, Texas.
And they're both keen technology enthusiasts.
They both agreed to be part of a unique experiment. In this experiment, they would trial Listen Lively, go through the entire process, purchase hearing aids, and give an unbiased and honest review.
I believe the average person who needs a hearing aid is not going to be comfortable having to deal with technology.
As somebody who has worked in private practice for 8 years, this has its risks. If the tech magazines are right, and the companies that have invested millions in funding are successful,
then maybe we're about to learn that small independent hearing care is the thing of the past. And the future of hearing care is all online.
I wanted to get the opinions of audiologists from around the country about what I was about to do.
Well, so what advice would you give somebody that's considering buying hearing aids online?
My concern with buying a hearing aid online is that, there's more to a solution for hearing loss than the hearing aid, that you really need the expertise and care of that individual that has the background to just diagnose the hearing loss. One of the big concerns that I have is that the hearing aids are going to be programmed ineffectively. So you just really can't get an accurate, there's so much that goes into a hearing test, even in the office, that you need to make sure the equipment is programmed and calibrated correctly. And if you do that online, there's no telling what kind of audiogram you're going to get.
Well, it seems our audiological opinions also align. But how did Bill and Mike do with their initial Lively experience and the ordering process?
Hi, this is Mike Mitchell, and I'm going to take a look at a website that I learned about, listenlively.com.
They're impressed. The website is slick. And the ordering process is very smooth. Their sales rep or customer experience associates are effective. And it's no surprise. Lively's co-founder and CEO is a guy named Adam Karp.
Now is Adam Karp, who is the CEO of Lively. Adam, great to have you here with us today. Great to be here.
And a quick look through his resume shows that he has a wealth of experience in marketing and customer service. He's certainly a guy that can create a digital marketing experience that is smooth, effective, and make it easy for anybody to transact. And both Mike and Bill, well, they were impressed.
I'll be very honest with you. I was positively impressed. A little background on me. For 30 years, I ran a business unit for a multinational corporation that did technology support. So despite being older and having the reputation as an older person of not understanding technology, I'm very comfortable and knowledgeable with it. Having said that, Lively said all the right things. From that standpoint, if I step back as someone who spent decades in the business world, Very impressed with what they put together and with the people with whom I interacted mostly. They fell down a couple of times. And again, with my background, I am very sensitive to when you fall down when you're taking care of customers.
This is also clear in their business model. They win a large majority of their website traffic from advertisements online.
New York is the loudest city in the world, and I'm willing to bet that Lively Hearing Aids will stand up to a day full of traffic, congestion, and New Yorkers.
Coming through.
No problem.
People go through their online testing process and then have an online consultation. Or if they don't complete the process, they receive a phone call from their sales team. If you purchase, you're then sent your devices. If you then need any help, you have a customer service team on hand. It's a very different model than traditional hearing care. In traditional private practice healthcare, the fitting of the device is just the beginning of the journey. And the real success comes from the ongoing care, adjustments, and support you receive afterwards.
You know, I would say that buying online, in some cases, because we all do it, is more convenient for us when it comes to a lot of different things. But it's so important when you're talking about healthcare that you sit down and you visit with someone who can listen to the challenges that you're having and then recommend solutions based on their experience and their knowledge so that you can find a solution for your specific challenge.
Whereas Lively's model is much more transactional based on what we can see. After the slick ordering process, what are the hearing aids like? And what does the support look like after the fitting of the hearing aids?
On June 21st, about 3 in the afternoon, I called Lively to tell them I lost one of my hearing aids, the left one. No live person right away. I was on hold 4 minutes. It rang. I got a recording, and I was on hold another 2 minutes. Finally talked to someone, and they reminded me it's $195, but I had to talk to a special person to do the payment information. So I was on hold a few minutes while she tried to get the payment person, then came back on and said there isn't one, they're not available, they would call me back. Well, they never called me back. So on the 22nd at 9:36 in the morning, I called them and ended up on hold for 16 minutes. Then it rang like the day before. And then I ended up on hold another 3 or 4 minutes. Got a young man who apologized to me and said all the managers or the 2 managers who could approve it were out sick. And I asked him, well, did it ship anyway? And he said, no, can't be shipped until it's paid for. I expressed my displeasure with that. So, and having been tested by Holland Hearing in a very traditional way, I was impressed with the ease of their test, but not impressed that it was sufficient and good enough to really identify my needs.
Wait, did you catch that? Bill mentioned the difference between the results of his Lively online hearing test to his real-life accurate audiogram. When you have a hearing test, it creates what we call an audiogram. This is your unique set of responses. Based on this, your hearing aids are programmed to your results. It's a little bit like having an eye examination, and your lenses are then based specifically on your test. When Bill received his online hearing test results from Lively, we ran a comparison to his real-life audiogram that we conducted in a soundproof booth with professional equipment. The difference was surprising. Well, it means that his Lively devices are going to give him too much volume in areas that he doesn't need it, and essentially over-amplify the wrong areas.
The long-term risk of over-amplification could certainly be something that over time, it could damage someone's hearing if they are hearing too much sound. So it's important that you program a hearing aid to the correct audiogram so that you're looking for the right targets. If the audiogram isn't correct, we're sort of just blindly shooting and blindly programming at something that is almost like a moving target. So you can never truly hear your best if the device isn't programmed for the correct audiogram.
This is like wearing eyeglasses that are too strong for your eyes. It's going to cause further damage. Would Bill and Mike recommend that you choose Lively or visit a local hearing care practice?
The internet will never replace everything. If you've got a severe medical condition, you need an audiologist or a family doctor or something to diagnose that.
And what's my advice? Well, as I said before, my opinion really doesn't matter. The question that you need to ask yourself is, how do you want to treat your hearing loss? Do you want a quick, simple solution that feels good for today? Or do you want a solution that is both going to help you today and for the rest of your life?